Welcome back. The days of big dollars buying big political favours may be numbered, with the South Australian Premier leading the charge to get money out of politics. But is it wishful thinking to say this will bring integrity to politics, or is this actually dollars and good sense?
Peter Malinauskas on a mission to clean up politics.
Elections should be determined by the quality of candidates, the power of one's ideas. It shouldn't be about money.
His new laws aiming to eliminate the outsized influence of private money in public life, with a total ban on MPs, candidates and parties receiving political donations.
There's no such thing as a free lunch, and there certainly is no such thing as a free lunch when it comes to anything political.
AEC data revealing the price the wealthy are willing to pay for a poly. Mining magnate Gina Rinehart donating $150,000 to the Liberals last year. Billionaire Anthony Pratt giving $1 million to Labor. The biggest donor, Clive Palmer, generously transferring more than $7 million to his own United Australia Party.
It's not so much the dollar amount that they give that we see declared. It's about how they got that dollar amount to the political party. They're able to get their point of view across in a way that you and I couldn't.
Earlier this year, a team of federal crossbenchers pushed to cap donations at $1.5 million. SA today going further, ditching all private donations for public dosh, with parties instead entitled to a one-off payment of $200,000 and operational funding up to a maximum of $700,000, courtesy of the taxpayer.
If we can level the playing field, then we diminish the likelihood that a campaign war chest size informs the outcome rather than just good public policy.
What South Australia is doing is giving the federal sphere a bit of a nudge and saying, look, it is possible. You can make laws like this. It's a way of saying, let's just see what happens. Let's just see what the federal sphere can do.
Well, with us is the South Australian Premier Peter Malinauskas. Premier, exactly what problem are you trying to solve here?
I want to get money out of politics. I think the reality is that when you look around the world right now, we see people's confidence in democracy declining when the opposite should be true. And I think if we're serious about wanting to make sure that we preserve democracy and people's belief that their vote counts as something, we're better served if the role of fundraising and donations is taken out of politics, and instead have people have a bit of confidence that politicians are only focused on the development of policy for the interests of people rather than being preoccupied by the need to fundraise. And I think that's a worthy pursuit, which is why we've got this ambitious reform on the table.
Currently, do you and your party benefit from these kind of donations?
Yeah, of course we do. I mean, because we have to raise money. Every major political party, Liberal, Labor, Greens, you name it, we all engage in fundraising to be able to compete in an election. And what I'm saying is let's get rid of all of it. In the US now, political candidates and MPs or congressmen and women spend 80% of their time fundraising, which means that they're more professional telemarketers than committed politicians. And I just don't want to see us ending up in those types of extremes.
See your intent. The devil's always in the detail with these things. Under this legislation, unions, for example, who are structurally involved with the Labor Party, so that they are part of the architecture of the party, could still spend as much money as they like on their own separate campaigns, which you would think would probably be more likely to align with the Labor Party because of that structural involvement. So whatever your intentions here, isn't there a danger that this really just ends up advantaging the Labor Party?
I'm doing something that many people within the trade union movement in South Australia aren't very keen on, and that is I am breaking the nexus between the South Australian branch of the Labor Party and union donations. They're out. In respect to your question around campaigning beyond that, yes, it is true that we see third-party campaigns in Australian politics. Think the mining industry spending a huge volume of sums campaigning against the mining tax during the Rudd-Gillard governments. Think about union campaigns. Both exist. Now, I'm all for the regulation of third-party campaigns because what I'm interested in is a level playing field which zeroes in on the policy debate and the credential of candidates. What we have to be careful about, though, is that we don't have parliaments infringing upon the implied right of freedom of speech that the High Court has consistently ruled around.
So, Peter, political ads, famously, some of the worst ads you'll ever see on TV. There's always that guy that speaks very quick at the end. He's like, authorised by Canberra.
You're just jealous you don't get the gig.
I would love that gig.
Yeah.
I would love that gig. But what does this mean? If you guys don't have any money, does that mean fewer terrible political ads? Or even worse, they're going to be the same amount, but you have no budget, so somehow they get worse?
No, there will still be political ads, but there will be less of them. That might be good news to some people. But my view is that, you know, ads on TV remind people that we've got a robust democracy in this country that's healthy, that should be focused on a contest, hopefully a contest of ideas more than anything else.
That's what I hear all the time from people looking at these ads.
Yeah.
They just feel the robustness of democracy.
It's their takeaway.
Yeah.
Except Sam, whose takeaway is the person speaking fast.
They go so quick. Robust democracy, authorised by Canberra.
Premier, we thank you for your time.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.